Okay, here's some examples of where snowshoers and skiers might share the same track up at, it's Santiam Snow Park. Near Ray Benson's on the other side of the highway over there. We're here at Santiam, and we've got a creek crossing that's a little bit narrow and sketchy, and I think that's a place where skiers and snowshoers merge. Actually, they just merge on this trail in general for whatever, because people here don't seem to care. You can see some and this is really uneven terrain here. You can see some post holing here. I'm going to get through this really uneven terrain. So basically, I'm following this snowshoe track because if I go anywhere else, it's just, there's really only one good way up through here. There's no, if you have snowshoes, you can go, anywhere you want, but pretty much everybody goes this way. There's even kind of a line in the trees. Like, I think this used to be a road back in the day, but it's grown in so much you couldn't fit. You'll see there's some really tight spots, but we'll go up and have a look at that. So here I kind of have the option of taking a ski line, like maybe that or those. Those are really downhill tracks, but I'm taking, now I'm not using poles on a pretty steep uphill. This is dangerous. Yeah, very dangerous. But that section there's some snowshoers that have been in here today. God, really need poles to do this. I think it's kind of, it's not, the answer isn't always the same. But on a day like today, I think the snowshoes, they put a little tracks, they break up the snow basically. And it, I think, increases my ability to get traction on this uphill rather than just having a slick ski surface. Now, I think at times you could argue the opposite of that the brokenness of the snow by the snowshoes would just create, if it's frozen, would just create little peaks that would cause you to have less traction. So, it's not a one size fits all thing. I'm doing this to climb slower because I'm not using my poles. But yeah, a lot of times having that torn up snow I think is beneficial. Here's obviously kind of a tight area. It's getting steep again. And I'm trying to go up with, I guess, one pole. But anyway, through here, it's pretty obvious there's just one corridor. Well, normally I ski over there. I don't even see the tracks. I think I missed them, yeah. I think they're kind of over there by that dead log. It's the great hills over there. But all the tracks are going this way. I've never gone this way. I haven't been up here a whole lot. So I'm going to go this way today. And we'll see. I passed those snowboarders. So now you don't see any snowboard tracks here. Snowshoe. In places like this, actually I was thinking about further down on that steep hill, skiers go all over trying to, control their speed and not leaving a path for snowshoers to have necessarily, That's another issue. Look at this view we're getting to here. There's Black Butte in the distance over there. Pretty awesome. And maybe this is one of my final points for this video. in regarding tracks in real backcountry skiing, which actually I'm probably like 3/4 of a mile off the highway, but it takes a lot of work to get up here. This is backcountry skiing, and there are snowshoers coming up behind me, and they will probably take this path because, you know, for all the reasons I've mentioned in my videos, but also it's just what we do up here, you know. We just do it that way for, you know, I think especially the reason of, well, there's just so many reasons, but it's what happens up here. Well, look what I found. VCT trailhead. So I just went up the road, but I've just been I haven't been on this side of this stuff. No bikes. So here we are in the PCT, north of Highway 20 on Santiam Pass. Clearly single, well, actually there's snowshoe tracks on either side of this at the moment. Oh, I see. It's going to peter out here because, or maybe it's just joining together. But generally, this is a shared trail, it's looking like. It's going to vary, obviously, depending on the terrain. Some people preferring not to be down in the gully. Well, in certain snow conditions and usage patterns, snowshoers definitely can effectively post hole, as we're seeing here. So they're certainly not a advantage all the time. Some people might not prefer this. You could have less traction on the way up, especially. Still skiable, but would I prefer to ski over here at this point? Yeah. This is a better ski. More stable. Let's go back to the snowshoe tracks. It's a little faster in the snowshoe track right now than on the fresh. So it's a mixed bag. Okay, so talking about safety, I'll show another thing. Well, one thing is there's some post holes in here. I never find those too challenging. I mean, you know, they're not fun or easy to see across, but I've never crashed in one. But this, things like that, I think are awful. I think you should fill those in. People can come skiing along. I don't know, I can't say I've ever really seen it happen, but I worry about that. Okay, and now I'm at Three Creeks. This is the start, climbing out. Again, it's still the same day as earlier in the video. So it's very warm, which means currently I have good traction here. But yeah, I don't get out here a lot. For some reason, it's not been my favorite. But everybody obviously shares this section. We'll see how it goes further on. It does look like that's a dedicated ski trail over there. I'm not taking it, so I don't know if there's snowshoe tracks on that. So that's interesting. That is a snowshoe trail over there, and this is a ski trail. So they have, so that first part where it was all, that was like the common corridor. And now we've got separate trails. So yeah, I probably won't see much in the way of snowshoe tracks on this. Not like there's parallel tracks. You know, it's pretty flat here. I gotta say, to me, this is what Nordic skiing is about. Is just getting out, finding actually no tracks sometimes. It's the best.